regulation of arousal. I heard those words and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I know what all those words mean, obviously. They just don't make any sense together. How could someone regulate arousal? And like when I say arousal, I'm not talking about sexual arousal. I mean like general excitement, enthusiasm, like the feeling of being alive, I suppose. And I'm like, how could you regulate that? Like, how could you like control that in some way? And it doesn't make any sense. And the context that I heard it in is these traumatized children have no ability to regulate their arousal. So obviously, it's not a good thing. But like, I don't even know how one would go about that. It would never even, obviously, it's never occurred to me that someone could do that. Like, you can regulate your arousal level. Like, well, now, how in the hell would I do that? I, I don't know. Like, obviously, I have to find out. But like, I mean, and if you look at the stuff I find myself drawn to, like naturally, the comfort zones, if you will, like it's all very intense stimuli, or it's nothing. I'm home alone, uh, or it's all this real intense stuff. So, like, it's either a switch, it's on, or it's off. Like I couldn't imagine there being like more to that. That's what it is. Like how could you control passion? Like I couldn't imagine what one would do. Like call a witch doctor? Like how would one go about regulating their level of arousal? Like do you brew a potion? Like what the hell do we I'm not entirely convinced I believe it yet, but I mean, people say a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of words in a lot of books. That doesn't make them so. But it seems pretty reliable. How did a fly get in here? Not important. Regulation of arousal. Like, I can't believe it. I don't know how one would do that. Like, what would you do? It's like I said, I'm not entirely sure I believe it. And I also said to myself, are you sure that the yellow Fraggle Rock t shirt is the appropriate attire for this topic? And I said to myself, why, yes, sir, I do believe it is. And that may be partially indicative of the problem. You know, it's it's a strange thing. Like it would obviously it's never occurred to me that like that is something that could be controlled in a person. It either is or it isn't. There's not like levels of it. It either burns or it's out. And like I said, I'm not entirely convinced this is true. But hey, take it for what it's worth, I guess.